So the humble disciple had harbored the wish to offer everything at his lotus feet and lead a surrendered life. In this verse, strengthening the desire to live as per his will, the disciple says, and Jai Bhai sings.
आदेहादि आज थी वर्तो प्रभु आधीन दास दास हूँ दास छूँ आप प्रभु नो दीन
Adehadi, Deh Adi, meaning this body, etc. Aaj thi, from today, or precisely from this very moment. Aaj thi meaning, literal meaning is from today. But today ma kya re? Hamna. Aaj thi hamna. Varto, act. Prabhu Adhin, as commanded by the Lord. Because now I can't say Guru, no. When the Shishya feels Guru is the Lord. So if I say Guru, then I'm not doing the right Vivechan then. Vartu Prabhu, yeah, because Prabhu. So Prabhu Adhin, as commanded. Das, Das, Das Chu. 3 times. I am your servant, your servant, your servant. I am. Meaning, I am a servant of the servant of your servant. I am a servant of the servant of your servant. See the modesty, see the humility. આપણા તો કેટલા નાટક હોય કે બાપા કીધું બરાબર તો તમારું કંઈ માનવાનું નથી. And this self-realized soul is saying, તમારા જે સર્વન્ટ હોય, એના જે સર્વન્ટ હોય, એનો હું સર્વન્ટ છું. And I am happy with that seva also. See the disciples' modesty. Now where there is room for anger, pride, jealousy, when he say, I am the lowest of your disciples. Lowest. I am not your servant. I am a servant of the servant of your servant. So your servant no je the servant che eno hu a servant chu. Clear? Wonderful, isn't it? So I was not supposed to say all this gradually, but they are not getting the short meaning. So, boli lao. So from now onwards, so I have used now because I know the disciple personally. So whatever he might be saying Ajti, but he means from this moment. So from now onwards, let this body, etc., body, mind, senses, intellect, whatever I consider mine, everything. So from now onwards, let this body, etc., be employed in the service of the Lord. Let me be a humble servant, the most humble servant of the Lord. We didn't realize it was so rich in meaning. Vinay to jane from Upodghat to the end. If Uttaradhyan Sutra say first adhyan is Vinay, Atma Siddhi starts with Vinay, ends with Vinay. Je Sarupa Samjavina Pamyo Dukhanand Samjavu Te Padanamu. It ends with Ho Vandan Agani Deh Chata Jeni Dasha Vate Dehati A Gnani Na Charanama Ho Vandan Agani. બોલાય તે જ્ઞાનીના ચરણમાં છે તો આ જ્ઞાનીના બોલાય આ ગાથામાં જ સમજાવે છે. આ દેહાદી આજતી વર્તો પ્રભુઆધીન દાસ દાસ હું દાસ છું. The verse says તેહ પ્રભુનો દીન. If you don't have, then use the word te. If you have, then say up. Aap Prabhu no deen. So this change was made by Lagurat Swami Okay, when we have a guru in front of us and we talk in third person, Te hai Prabhu no deen. I can't consider my Prabhu so far. Aap Prabhu, you are listening, right? My Bhagwan is listening, right? Aap Prabhu no deen. So, Atma-Siddhi Shastra is teaching us how to make our prayers personalized. Right? So when we chant this in Devavandan, it should be Aap Prabhu Deen. If you are going through the scripture, so Teha Prabhu no Deen, because it's a generalized both. The whole teaching here is generalized, but you have to learn to make it personalized. વધારે તમને કોઈ લાગે કે how can you make changes in the scripture, તો પહેલા ઓરિજિનલ બોલો અને પછી તમારું બોલો. તમારું જ સાંભળવાના છે ભગવાન. તો પહેલામાં હેડ જોઈશે, આમાં હાર્ટ જોઈશે. પહેલામાં આંખો જોઈશે, આમાં હૃદય જોઈશે. So I think I made it clear. I don't need to explain it further. It seems that the disciples' entire life is transformed. Everything about him has taken a new appearance. Everything. Not only his Nityakram. Everything about him has taken a new appearance after attaining self-realization. So it's like a caterpillar emerging from the cocoon. The disciple is experiencing exactly that. The whole metamorphosis we had learned in third standard, but I have never used that word. I'm using it now. Akho process, cocoon, pupa, caterpillar, so cocoon, caterpillar, am I right? Pupa and then the butterfly, something like that. અમે બી સર્કલ બનાવીને આખું બધું બન્યા હતા, પણ હવે થર્ડ સ્ટાન્ડર્ડનું 10thનું યાદ નથી તો કોઈને, તો થર્ડનું કેવી રીતે યાદ રહે? So caterpillar, so exactly while explaining the 6 aphorisms, the nature of the soul, the sign of the soul, the bliss of the soul, cocoon mati bahar nikalta, the disciple was experiencing, and now with self-realization, he can experience the spreading of his wings. Finally, he has turned into a butterfly, ready to fly. He's experiencing that. કે અરે શું થઈ ગયું મને? એકદમ caterpillar since time immemorial, and what is happening to me? What metamorphosis, and who is central in this metamorphosis? Who is crucial in this whole process? And his eyes turns towards his Guru. He is crucial. He is central in this whole process. Obviously, he wants to render his gratitude, the feeling of gratitude from the core of his being, because of the transformation he has experienced. We are just observing, but he is experiencing. There's a difference between observing and experiencing. So, because he is experienced, that it is only and only because of my benevolent Guru, Prabhu, so he wants to render his gratitude. He is aware of the immense role of his Sadguru in the metamorphosis from Agnan to Gnan. For him, it is like a second birth. The change is so evident and it is so vast. It's not like changing clothes. It's like changing a birth. He feels it is his second birth, and it is his guru who has been the parents. I have not spoken wrongly. I am using the word parents. Parent ne, parents. મા પણ છે ને બાપ પણ છે, બા પણ છે ને પા પણ છે. Mother bhi che ne father bhi che. No, everyone must be having a different story. You know, in some the ba is strict and the pa is lenient. Kok jagah the ba is lenient and the pa is very strict. So combination, no, because metamorphosis cannot just happen only with pampering. તમે આમ કેટરપિલરોને પેમ્પર કર્યા કરો તો બટરફ્લાય નહીં બને કે કકૂનમાંથી નો. So in this guru he sees his parents. So true, right? We sing Guru Mata Pita, Guru Bandhu Sakha, everything. I can see a friend in him, a mother in him, father in him. So he knows the benevolence, is aware of the benevolence of the Guru, and now he wants to dedicate his whole life, all his endeavors, hence, only for the Guru. And so the verse starts, Adehadi Ajati Varto Prabhu Adin. So by his infinite grace, teachings, samagam, let me take it in first person. I have realized, the disciple says, I have realized unprecedented realization of the self. A Purvaban. Never experienced this before. You know, when you sit for the first time in a roller coaster ride, હવે આપણે તો ચોપાટીની ચકરડીમાં બેઠેલા. So when I first went to the US in 79 or 80? 79? 79. So I was in 8th standard that time. અને either ચોપાટીની ચકરડી or cross મેદાનમાં જ્યારે મેલો આવે તો મમ્મી લઈ જાય મોટું merry go round, right? That was what I had experienced. And then whatever, my kaka took me to US, and I've been to Disney World and Disneyland that time because we were kids. And he had been in the roller coaster, but he didn't tell us anything. શું થવાનું છે કે ચાલો ચક્કરડીમાં જઈએ. Come on, now we are grown ups. What ચક્કરડી? પેલું તે વખતે પેલું યુ નો શું કહેવાય એપકોટ સેન્ટર કે શું કહેવાય? હા, તો અંદર આખું ડાર્ક હોય અને પેલું બેસવાનું તો મને એમ કે બેસો ને પણ છે ને થોડું થોડું ટેલિવિઝનમાં દેખાડે પછી આપણી ફાટી કે આ કાંઈક વિચિત્ર ચીજ છે. You know, જે રીતે બધા કે ઓ ઇટ વોઝ અ વન્ડરફુલ એક્સપિરિયન્સ, ઇટ વોઝ અ સ્કેરી, બધાના એક્સપિરિયન્સીસ બોલાવીને બધું. મેં કીધું આમાં વન્ડરફુલ ને બધું પણ આ સ્કેરી શું? And within seconds, so zoom, 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 zam, zim, zim. And when you come out and you say, first experience of a roller coaster ride, to imagine emerging from the cocoon with wings and ready to fly. What an experience he must have undergone. It is only and only by your infinite grace that I have experienced the true self. I have experienced the immeasurable benevolence of you, O Gurudev. Without understanding it, I had undergone infinite suffering. Savarna dukhi, bapona depressed, sanna to suicidal. This was my story. Next day I find these emotions all rubbish and I am joyous. Third day again the same thing. Infinite, a merry-go-round માં જિંદગી કાઢી છે. all. Understanding the true nature of the self, I can see the end of the worldly existence. Janmatehana alp. It's the beginning of end, or the end of becoming. I can experience. Because everything has vanished, that darshan moh, I have to just recall, but I can never experience it again. Darshan moh. What is Shanka? What is delusion? Faith delusion? I just don't know. I have to read the scriptures to understand it now. Understanding my pure nature, everything is changed. Everything. What is the value of the Guru in his heart after this wonderful experience of the self? સેલ્ફની વેલ્યુ તો બદલાય, ગુરુની વેલ્યુ બદલાઈ ગઈ આફ્ટર સેલ્ફ રિયલાઇઝેશન. યુ આર સેઇંગ કે ઓ સેલ્ફ રિયલાઇઝ સોલની પણ કેવી ભક્તિ છે, એની જ ભક્તિ કહેવાય, એના સિવાય બધું નાટક કહેવાય, એની જ ભક્તિ કહેવાય. So the value in his heart is, you ask a self-realized bhakta, and you know what he'll utter? I'll tell you. My Guru is a supreme power. My Guru, you can call it Brahma, you can call it Vishnu, you can call it Mahesh, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. He is the supreme soul, all encompassed in my Guru. I can feel my Guru is Brahma. This slok I've always, all the Guru Purnimas are in, I've been in US, and on the Guru Purnima day we have a long satsang. It has to be an electrifying satsang because it's Guru Purnima. Your expectations and my expression both. અને પછી 12:30 તો સત્સંગ પૂરો થાય, 9:30 સ્ટાર્ટ થાય, મીન્સ બધી અનાઉન્સમેન્ટ્સ, ભજન, this, that, અને 12:15 પૂરો થાય, અને પછી નેમીજી comes on stage and says, now we will proceed for the pujan, and this is the way we have to do the pujan and celebrate and everything. So every Guru Purnima satsang, I have to recite Guru Brahma, Guru, because that's my experience too. So, this being the eve of Guru Purnima, and I'm not going to speak a word tomorrow, so let me encompass this in my discourse only. So, he finds his Guru as a supreme power, supreme soul. Call it Brahma, call it Vishnu, call it Mahesh. Some feel Mahesh is the highest, some feel Vishnu is the highest, some feel Brahma is the highest. I feel my Guru is the highest. And if somebody values him less than this, I have no saband with that person. No saband. એના ઘરનું પાણી ના પીવું. If you value my Guru less than this, એવું તો શું કામ કરવાનું? શરબત પી લેશું ચાલ, શું કામ કરવાનું? બી એનિમોસિટી બી કેમ આટલી બી? But value of the Guru. So if someone comes and gives me the entire universe in exchange of my Guru, I will say no. આખું જગત આપી દો. I know the value of my Guru. No. Don't even compare it with the pleasures of heaven. I know what happiness I get in my Guru Sharan, Guru Samagam. So don't compare it to something so cheap, the pleasures of heaven. My સામે જોજો. And if you offer me the joy of liberation in exchange of my Guru, I will say no. entire universe, no. Pleasures of heaven, dirt for me, dirt. But mukti no sukh, but if you are asking in exchange of your guru, I said, fine, I'm fine with my guru. I don't want the mukti sukh. So if one is experiencing such boundless benevolence of the guru, obviously he is going to have the feeling of surrendership, feeling of servitude. Serve him. Servant. I know તમે લોકોને હેલ્પર્સ શબ્દ વધારે ગમે છે, સર્વન્ટ્સ નામના ચલન નથી, પણ ભગવાન આગળ તો હું સર્વન્ટ જ બોલીશ. સર્વ. ઓનલી થિંગ, યુ નો, આપણે પહેલાં તો સર્વન્ટ્સ જ બોલતા હતા, રાઈટ? સો આપણે જાથું હોય, છૂટક હોય, જાથું શું બોલો તમે? હા, બાંધેલો. બાંધેલો. You understood? Full time is called જાથું, અને યુ નો 2 કલાક માટે આવીને જાય તો છૂટક. So have you observed the full time servant? Let me use the word servant here, then we'll erase it. Because das છે તો I have to explain. Constantly you are giving him work. Have you ever seen કે આમ કાંઈ નથી, તમે સૂઈ જાઓ એ રીતે આમ કંઈ ને કંઈ બાય હાલા માણસને I want to be like this, he's saying. This is my only desire now. I want to be your slave. Where you know, servant ne you have to pay the pagar. Slave is bought for life. You don't have to pay. So das is the right word, and there is no other word which can be substituted. Constantly I want to serve you. Not for 1 month, 2 months, constantly. Because I've experienced your immeasurable benevolence. So how can I measure my services to you? જો તમે ગણતરી કરી શકતા હો તમારી સેવાની, then you don't have any value for your guru. Because એ ઉપકાર આમાં immeasurable, and you start measuring, set નથી થતો કાંઈ. So what is he saying? From today, this very moment, O Gurudev, I offer everything what is considered as mine. Everything. Body, mind, senses, intellect, possessions, everything. Everything. I recall an anecdote from the Indian history, recent Indian history. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. બહુ યાદ કરતા હતા જ્યારે when I used to fly in my previous birth. So I have to land also at Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So that story. So Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, so let's call him Shivaji Maharaj right now. He had a guru in life, Swami Samartha Ramdas. People have a habit to say Samartha Ramdas. Swami Samartha Ramdas was his guru. And you know the whole story, Aurangzeb and this, and finally he is the king of the Maratha region. One day the guru comes in his darbar court. Bhiksham Dehi. Give me alms. Bhiksham Dehi. He heard these words, was scribbling something on a paper. Note, chit. And he's putting it into whatever, a bowl or what did he write? My entire kingdom. 1 crore rupees nahi, 5 crore rupees nahi, 10 million नहीं न 20 billion नहीं. Whatever I possess, whatever is called mine in व्यवहार, परमार्थी तो काई नहीं, but व्यवहार, I offer to you, Gurudev. Gurudev is saying, what will I do with this kingdom? I am a sadhu, no possessions, so what will I do with this kingdom? Shiva, lovingly. Shiva, come here. હા ભગવાન કે શિવા કમ હિયર તો આપણે તો દોડીને જઈએ. હા તે વખતે જો એ ઓલિમ્પિક્સ ગ્રાઉન્ડ હોય તો આપણે જીતી જઈએ ગોલ્ડ મેડલ. હા. So all the Tokyo mumukshus are writing to me કે બાપા આવો ઓલિમ્પિક સ્ટાર્ટ થયા. મેં તો ધૂલ આવે, અહીંયા જોવાનો ટાઈમ નથી ઓલિમ્પિક્સ. આજે જ હતો ઈમેલ કે બાપા તમે કહેતા હતા કે અમે ઇન્વિટેશન આપ્યા કરતા હતા તો તમે હસતા હસતા કહેતા હતા કે તમારું ઓલિમ્પિક્સ હશે ને ત્યારે આવીશ. તો હવે સ્ટાર્ટ થઈ ગયું પણ મેં તો ઓડિયન્સ ક્યાં છે પણ, અને મને તો ચાલતા જ આવડે છે, દોડતા નથી આવડતું. ઓકે, સો શિવા કમ હિયર. સો શિવા કમ્સ near. Will you do what I say? Swami confirms, huh? Gurudev, if you say so, I'll cut my head and offer it to you. Just say. And the Guru says, what will I do with your head? Okay, this is my kingdom now, right? Right. Take this saffron piece of cloth and rule it for me in accordance with dharma. ધર્મના પાયા ઉપર એનું administer it that way. જેવી આજ્ઞા ગુરુદેવ. Oh no, Gurudev, I have given it to you, now nothing to... No. Are, Gurudev is saying, do it. Trusty ban. I am putting trust in you. Trusty બનીને કર. તારું નથી હવે, આ મારું છે. પણ I want it to be administered in accordance with dharma. Beautiful, isn't it? And he takes a saffron cloth and then rules. Even now, if you go to any forts built by Shivaji Maharaj, you will see the flag fluttering and continuing in the Shiv Sena. So they have that saffron colored. What sacrifice, what devotion. શિષ્ય બી એવો, ગુરુ બી એવો. શિષ્ય બધું ધરી દીધું and ગુરુએ બધું પાછું આપી દીધું. મને કાંઈ નહીં જોયા. Same with Kumarpal Raja and Acharya Hemchandracharya. It's only because of your grace, Acharya Shri, that I have become king of Gujarat with Patan as my capital. So it's only because of your grace, so I place it at your lotus feet. Saying, Ame to nirgrantha sadhu, to dharma. So many incidents. If you see the first Gandhar Gautam Swami, so goes with that ego to defeat Bhagavan Mahavir, and then finally gets convinced. He offers his 500 disciples to him. કે આ 500 મારા પટ્ટ શિષ્ય છે બધા, પણ હવે હું તમારો શિષ્ય થાઉં. And whatever is mine is I'm offering it at your lotus feet. Not only jad possessions. You know, પહેલાનો જમાનો તો એવો હતો કે ફેમિલી ઉપર એટલો વિશ્વાસ કે પેલો અર્પણ કરે ને એનું ફેમિલીને બી અર્પણ કરી દે, without asking them also. હમણાં તમે ટ્રાય કરો. No. What I want to say is, see the spirit, the devotion of the self-realized disciple. Self-realized, I am saying, Because with this, he doesn't want power. He wants to offer that little power also what he has, he wants to offer at the lotus feet of his Sadguru. આપણે તો કંઈ પોસ્ટ મળે તો આપણે તો મિસયુઝ કરવાનું કાંઈ બાકી ન રાખે. And this is the devotion. Oh wow. Gurudev, now anything of mine which was considered as mine will be utilized as per your command, agna, instructions. Till now I have employed my man, vachan, kaya just to enjoy the sensual pleasures. But henceforth, Dehadi, Ajti, it will be employed in your service. Use of tan, man and dhan will still remain, but the usage has changed. Beautiful, isn't it? He declares, he commits, he promises, he vows. જેને જે શબ્દ ગમતું કોઈ બી એક જ શબ્દ અલાઉડ છે. ઓનલી વન વર્ડ, મેં 4 બોલતા હોય. I dedicate everything from today at your lotus feet. See the readiness of the disciple. See the yearning of the disciple. Does not want to waste even a moment. Right away. રૂમ પર જઈને વિચારશો ને ત્યાં સુધીમાં ભાવ will melt away. Right away. દેહાદી આજથી meaning હમણાં. ભગવાનને છે ને આ હવે શબ્દ બહુ ગમે છે, આજથી શબ્દ બહુ ગમે છે. હવે મારે સત્પુરુષની આજ્ઞા નિશ્ચય ઉપાસવાયો હવે આજથી, not understanding up till now, but understood now. So now the delay of one moment is also sin. I cannot think and I cannot plan. Dehadi ajti varto chanadi. Not wasting even a moment. Ajti, I resolve from now. My body and my breath is yours, Gurudev. મન વચન કાય બહુ લાંબુ થઈ જાય છે. આ બોડી અને આ બોડી જેનાથી સર્વાઈવ થાય છે, that very breath is yours, Gurudev. So we felt on self-realization, Atma Mahima Vadhe. That we saw in 5 verses. But see the Guru Mahima. Not an iota is like we aren't experiencing anything of this sort. Every evening we might be reciting Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, but so mechanical. And here he says, give me the pleasures of the world, show me the pleasures, tempt me with the pleasures of heaven or even of moksha. But if it's in exchange of my Guru, then I want nothing. With my Guru, I want all 3. But exchange of my Guru, I don't want anything. So beautiful. Dehadi ajti varto prabhu adhin, in accordance with your wish or your command or your instructions or your advice or your suggestion, you can't use it, or આજ્ઞા. દાસ હું દાસ છું આપ પ્રભુનો દીન. Beautiful. I am your humble servant. This body, etc., are all committed to abide by your commands. Use thrice. Das, hu, das. So 2 ways we can take it. 1, my man, vachan and kaya All three are your slave from today, Gurudev. Man, mind, vachan, speech, and kaya, my behavior, act. All my behavior will be aligned to your Agna henceforth. Anything I do, anyone observing should feel this must be his Guru's Agna. If I am having an ice cream, the world will perceive as this must be his Agna. He wouldn't do anything now. Nothing. If he is doing bhakti, that must be his Guru's Agna. If you are doing seva, that must be his Guru's Agna. If you are talking, that must be his Guru's Agna. If you are in mount, that must be his Guru's Agna. Because he has pledged everything. Super. Everything at your command. Single-pointedly follow your commands. All the three energies of mind, speech, body, meaning. I'll think according to you. I will talk according to you, TT. I'll think according to you. I will talk according to you. I will act according to your command. Your thinking should make me do Guru Darshan. Your talking should make me do your Guru Darshan. Your acting, meaning your behavior, must show your Guru's Agna. Your Guru has to be woven in your man, your vachan, your kaya. Otherwise you are a chor. Jhuttu boliya tame. Because you have been saying every day, dasa, dasa, dasu, but you don't mean it at all. You are guided by your anger. You are guided by your arrogance. So where is the Guru in your life? No, just speaking is in every pore of my body and all. That won't work. Your man, vachan, kaya, are they the humble servants of the Lord? So, one meaning is man, vachan, kaya, das, das, hu, das. And the second one, which I said before, when they were delaying the display of the slide. So, I could not stay. So, dasa, dasa, hu, das, chu. I am a servant of the servant of your servant. Just imagine the amount of laguta, modesty, humility Param Kripalu Dev is expecting from us. Dasanu das bhav. To be I have not explained. Das no das thayo. Das no das. And apna chanka keva hoy pacha. If he directly tells me, but if he has appointed someone and if he says, so you have to be das of that. This is no culture, this is no norm. It naturally flows from a worthy disciple. Only if you find yourself very significant, you will react. If you feel you are nothing, so low and insignificant, and my Guru is so great, it is only then you can actually experience those feelings of das, das, hu das chu. Meaning, just imagine the ego must be so much worn out, departed from his soul, discharged. The I કેટલો ખલાસ મેલ્ટ થઈ ગયો હોય કે you are ready. See, first of all, you are so swachandi, you don't even want to follow Guru's Agna. And now Guru's servant. So there is nothing like I now left in you. પહેલા તો આપણે કેપિટલમાંથી છોટા I પર આવીએ. And then don't use I. This is what is expected. See the bhakti, see the vinay, see the devotion, see the faith, see the respect of the disciple towards his Guru. Only possible, again, if he has experienced the Guru's greatness and considers himself totally insignificant. And they are like two sides of a coin. They go hand in hand. You cannot say, I value my Guru's greatness, but yet I feel I am so talented, I am something. It won't. You don't know. In front of a Meru, Mount Meru, you are just a pebble. So you are so insignificant, you are so low, you should be ready to serve the Lord's servants. You are ready to serve them. So Das. Oh Gurudev, accept me as your slave. Oh Gurudev, I have nothing to offer. This is the utmost I can offer. Be a servant of your servant, of your servant. So Das, oh Das, isn't it wonderful? Arre, enu भावना तो करो. भावना तो करो. A person who has not bowed down even in his relationships, not budged, એને કેવી ભક્તિ જાગી હશે કે he is ready to be the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. Isn't it beautiful? The second meaning is what I have as my દાસાનું દાસ ભાવ. You know, મહંત સ્વામીનું સૂત્ર છે, દાસાનું દાસ ભાવ. કે એક વખત મળ્યા, મેં કીધું આપની વાત એકદમ સાચી છે, પણ મારા ભગવાનને તો વચમાં બીજો એક દાસ જોઈએ છે. દાસાનું દાસ દાસ ભાવ. So much your ego should be discharged from you. This only shows the modesty and humility of the disciple. This feeling is not out of helplessness or powerlessness or compulsion or because it is the norm or a custom. It flows naturally from the depth of its being, from the core. Not because this is how it should be. This is not because you don't have any Shakti. You're helpless, asahaya, powerless, Shaktihin. Not out of compulsion. If you want to stay here, this is the way you have. No. It should be naturally flowing in you. If you have actually understood how insignificant your I is, સંતોના દરબારમાં આપણે ઊભા ન રાખે. સત્સંગમાં તો સદગુરુની કરુણા છે, એટલે નહીં તો આપણે લાયક નથી અહીંયા બેસવા. સંતોની કરુણા છે, પણ સિદ્ધ અવસ્થામાં કોઈ કરુણા નથી. તમારો આય થોડો બી બાકી હોય, નો એન્ટ્રી ફોર યુ. કે maybe the Guru is very, very lenient and benevolent, but Sarvagna Bhagavan won't tolerate any eye of yours. Guru does. That's why I say Guru Parabrahma. That is what I feel. કે ગુરુ બધું મારું નોનસેન્સ ચલાવે, પણ મોક્ષ તો નહીં ચલાવે. મોક્ષ તો નહીં ચલાવે. ગુરુ પેશન્ટલી સાંભળશે, સમજશે, ભૂલો કરશે તો બી કરશે. Ego totally melted. Unwavering faith. You need unwavering faith for this. And utmost devotion from within. Let's sing.
આદિ આજથી વરતો પ્રભુ આધીન. દાસ દાસ હું દાસ છું, આપ પ્રભુનો દીન.